Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I don't know exactly what we're going to get into, but we're going to go with a little method that's been working for us pretty well. We're going to get in the van and we're just going to take off down the highway and see what we can find. This method has worked pretty well for finding some super cool little communities and towns that have neat stuff. So we're in for a good ride today. This should be very interesting. I'm currently in Kansas and you know, where's the road gonna go? We're about to find out. Of course, every journey starts with a single step, and that starts out in, I think this direction. I'm not exactly sure. Now, if you watched the video leading into today, you already know that it was a wild, crazy ride that got us to this point. But now it's time for us to adventure out just a little bit and see what's out there, just kind of on a meandering adventure. This could be something big, it could be something small. We won't know until we find it, but this is what I always tell you guys to do. If you have a little bit of extra time, take the slow path, take the road untaken. Don't get just on the major highways and then drive. Try to see what's kind of on the smaller roads too. You never know what you're gonna find, but let's get going. So the place that we stayed was Root Ladder or Rut Ladder? I don't know, but it was a wildlife management area that had a beautiful lake, and it was absolutely gorgeous and definitely worth adding to the list of cool places to stay for absolutely free. So that was pretty fun. Now I'm at a crossroads though. I can either go toward Fort Scott or Lewisburg. I don't know. Let's go Fort Scott. It seems to take us a little closer south to Texas. There we go. Fort Scott is gonna be this way. And it looks like we're gonna be turning. Now, while this is a highway, and I said we were gonna get off the highway, sometimes taking the highway and just looking for the first sign that makes you excited is really, really fun. So that's usually how I start off on these kind of adventures. I kind of know where I want to go at the end of my journey, so I just kind of point my van in that direction and then see what's along the way. And that's the best way to do it usually. So as we go toward Fort Scott, we're going to see if we see any signs. If we don't, then we'll just keep it moving until we do. But I do got to get some gas. So somewhere along here, we're gonna see some stuff, even if it's just a gas station. Okay, I think I found something. We just turned off the highway at 52 East, which is this road right here, and we're going to turn toward Butler, Missouri. Now, why are we going toward Butler, Missouri when we're in Kansas? Well, Butler's only a few miles away, but also, I just saw a sign that said massacre site. What? So it is a brown sign. I always tell you when you're driving, if you can find a brown sign, it probably leads you to something pretty epic. So we're gonna see if that remains true with this. It's a historic site. So we're gonna go check that out, and then who knows, we might even go all the way over to Butler because, well, I have a really interesting family connection there. I had my parents move up there for just a very short amount of time, and there were some cool things up there. So we might go into town and see if they're still there. We'll see, we'll see. Okay, so we turned off the main road. We turned down this little tiny gravel road, which I honestly hope we don't encounter anybody else on because it is one lane. But it says we're supposed to go 3 miles down this road. Now, with that, it is super, super wet out here. So if this turns into anything other than what it is right now, we won't be going out here because I'm not trying to get stuck. No, ma'am, Pam. We're not trying to do that. But it looks as though we're getting pretty close to what looks like a stop sign. So maybe that means we're close. I'm looking for the next sign. Okay, I pulled it up on the map because there were no signs So it says that we're only about 1 mile away, so that's pretty good. We're making some progress. Oh, do you see the brown sign? It's been bent, it's been damaged, but it says that we're gonna take this right over here. So we're almost there, and the road has been okay. You know, it hasn't been too bad, so this is good. Now, according to the brown sign, this is actually a state park, but it is a pretty removed state park. So I'm really interested to see what this particular location looks like. But yeah, it's a really nice day today as a result of the rain yesterday. And so this should be a good day for exploring, but we definitely will be putting on some different shoes because I'm not trying to sink. Definitely a little washboardy out here. Not too bad, but a little bit. But we are at the entrance right there. There it is. Wow. This is interesting. It's a state historic site, and the road, oh, that road is interesting. Just to kind of give you an idea, I take my foot off of the gas and we just came back and look, we're just, yeah, I'm not in reverse, guys. This is just the steepness of the hill. So we're gonna need a little grab and go on this one, I think. Oh, very cool, very cool. This is cool. Oh, this is neat. This is super neat. Now I'm exiting the van for this one so you can get a little bit better idea. But yeah, we just came up that. It was a pretty good little hill. But when I came up, like right around the turn, there is this sign. So I'm hopeful that there's more stuff like this, because this is cool. It says here, a nation at odds. The mid-1800s were a time of turmoil and tragedy in the U.S. The issue of slavery polarized the nation. It created moral, political, and economic dilemma. The struggle over slavery ultimately led to the Civil War, which split the northern and southern states. So see, I think that as we go along this road right here, we're going to see more of the story start to unfold. I definitely wasn't expecting this one today. And guys, that's why we get off the beaten path and follow the brown signs. They take us to places like this. The road was sketchy, yes, but we're here now, so let's go exploring. Let's go find out what's next. Okay, so as we're going, again, it's bumpy, it's at kind of an incline, so we're just gonna take it slow and steady. And well, as we do, I do see that there is, in fact, another sign. Okay, this is really cool. I'm really happy that we discovered this. And I'm sorry again for my windshield, guys. I know it's bad. I know. Now, I will say this. This is probably going to have to be a place I come back to because I can see ahead. And if I were walking this, I'd be able to do the whole thing. But because of the rain, it has washed out a portion of the roadway. So we're just going to get to see this sign right here. And then after that, we'll probably kind of maneuver our way back down this direction. But if we were able to explore more, there are signs all throughout here that tell you, hey, go this way. And it's like a driving tour of the site, which is fabulous. So I'm gonna have to look this up a little bit more. I also see in the distance, way over here, there are some like picnic tables, and it looks like a little parking area also. I wish the road wasn't washed out right now, guys. I would totally take you guys, but I will not put you or me in that kind of danger in Dimples today. But let's check out this other sign, and then we'll hit the road and we'll move on to something else, and we'll mark this on our map to come back to, because this is so cool. This one has a little what looks to be original document on there, and it says tension in the Kansas Territory. The Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854 created the Kansas Territory. The voters of the territory would decide if it was to be a free or a slave state. The state of Missouri lies only 1,200 feet east of this site. Wow, we're so close to Missouri. I had no idea. Missouri permitted slavery and wanted Kansas to do the same. Both anti-slavery and pro-slavery settlers flooded into the Kansas Territory to determine its destiny. So wow, this is a really, really epic site. You know how a lot of times I say one site might factor into another site down the road? Well, this definitely does, because this sign right here definitely indicates that Missouri and Kansas had a tie to one another at this time. And so you could go and watch my Springfield Museum video and find out kind of how that factored into what was going on in the Missouri area specifically, if you're interested. It's just kind of a cool thing. I will be coming back here when the road is fixed so that I can kind of meander a little bit more and learn more about this site though. This is a really cool find. And again, following those brown signs, it gets you to some amazing places. For the time being, this is the large gutter that is running all the way down and factors into some of that road deterioration a little bit later down in the ravine. And then this is one of the little side roads that normally you could go down, but you can see that it's kind of a little bit uneven on this side over here. Well, when you get right past that hump, it's like a big washed out area. So since the ground's so soft right now, I just don't want to get stuck because cell phone service up here is pretty limited with AT&T. We go to a lot of places, we get to see a lot of cool stuff, but we also have to be responsible because, you know, there's no one out here right now. Realistically, if I couldn't get a call off, the closest house was like 5 miles down the road. No, thank you. No, ma'am, Pam. So instead, we're gonna use this little inlet here to kind of finagle our way back down this way, and then we're gonna go down that big hill and we're gonna head to Butler because I have something that I know you guys are gonna want to go see in Butler. And since we're so close, why not? This is just a Missouri-Kansas day. It's a beautiful, beautiful day to adventure. Man, it would have been cool to explore the whole site, right? But sometimes, you know, you just kind of have to be very careful when you travel solo. A lot of people ask me if I'm ever afraid to go places, and I'm not really afraid. I just try to be cautious when it comes to certain situations that I know could be problematic. And that saved me a lot of headache along the way. I've had a couple little incidents where I've had some craziness happen, but it was usually because I wasn't listening to the signs around me. So I always tell people, hey, get out there, do your thing. You do you, boo! But also think about, you know, your restrictions, your limitations, your hard nose, and then also the physicality of your personal vehicle of choice. So for example, I chose Dimples. Dimples is not a 4-wheel drive, so I would never drive Dimples through a road that's flooded that could potentially put it in a bad spot. I just wouldn't do that. Now I did go ahead and pull up this site on Yelp to kind of find out some information real quick and also to see some pictures. This is the name of the actual site itself, and there's 3 photos listed on here, one of which is like amazing. So there is this building on that property, but you can go on here and read a little bit more, and it says here pro-slavery men killed 5 Free State men and wounded 5 others in the ravine. So we were very close to where this actually was. It was literally just past that part where the road was washed out. But it is now considered to be a historic landmark. It's a National Historic Landmark. So if you are a history person, this is a great place for you to come and check out. And just maybe don't come when it's raining. That's all. Just don't come when it's raining. And if you are coming when it's raining, bring a 4-wheel drive just in case. But yeah, I will definitely be marking this and putting a pin for myself so I can circle back to this area and potentially do a full video on the history of that area in the future. But now, with that said, we're back on the road. Okay, we have made it to Butler, and I wanted to share this with you because it's so good. It's so good that I remember it being good from the last time I was here, and that was years ago. This is the Cohen Bakery. Now, this is a Mennonite bakery, so all the things in here are made right in-house. They're delicious, and you can't go wrong with it. So I'm gonna go show you a few of the things that are in here and pick up a few things for the road. Okay, so I got my stuff, I put it in the van, and oh my goodness, guys. Strawberry. This is gonna be so good. In fact, I'm going to go and find a gas station so I can put some gas in my van, and then we are going to go and find a nice little cute place to eat our food today because this stuff is so good. In fact, for good measure, I've got my morsel up here. We're just gonna sit it in the front seat because, you know, in the back seat it could kind of get moved around a little bit. So let's go find some place to eat. Let's go get some gas, and yeah, I'll show you a little bit more of Butler. Yeah, gas here in Butler is about $3.99 right now, so I like to keep you guys updated as to what the price is. So now we're gonna go to the historic downtown area. Now, my dad used to have a shop, my parents both did actually, right in the downtown area for about a year, and so I just thought it would be cool to go and see that. I haven't seen it in a long time. I hadn't been in this area, so we'll go see what everything looks like. And while we're at it, we'll find a nice little place to kind of hang out and go eat our strawberry pie. Okay, so we're here. I don't remember where it used to be. I just remember that it was a bank building previously because there was like a vault inside of it. So I'm hoping that there's like some words on the buildings maybe, but we're just gonna kind of roam around and look at some of these cool storefronts. There's some really neat ones, and I was just recommended that I come over to this restaurant right over here. They said it's delicious. Now, I already have my strawberry pie, so I probably won't do that today, but maybe in the future, who knows? Now that I kind of know what all's in this area, there's some cool stuff. I definitely am gonna circle back anyway, so why not? Let's go look around. Now, wandering around, nothing is just like really ringing a bell and sinking in. It's been some time since I was here, but my dad's probably watching this going, it's right there, it's right there, it's right there. I just don't remember it. But then again though, he went there every day and I only went there a couple times because I still at the time lived in Texas. But I'm enjoying this beautiful historic downtown area. It's absolutely gorgeous, and you can see a lot of attention to detail still in the craftsmanship and the individual details along the building lines. They're just really cool looking buildings. And then when you get over here to the courthouse just has so many details, so it's just a beautiful building to look at. But outside of the courthouse, they also have a couple of different memorials. For example, the disabled veterans. This one right here is the 1st Kansas Colored Volunteer Infantry. And then over here we have a couple of others. So let's go check them out. This is just a wonderful day to explore because the weather's perfect, and because I'm here on a weekend, it's not overly crowded. So we can sit and chit chat a little bit, but we can also take those quiet moments of reflection to just, well, watch the squirrels. In fact, right here at the 1st Kansas Colored Infantry, it says the 1st Kansas Colored Infantry fought and won the Battle of Island Mound, which is just outside of town here. It's not too far. In fact, we may go out there for an adventure. I'm not sure yet. It says that this was about 7.5 miles southwest of Butler, and I drove past it on the way here. So this is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful statue, and you can see so many details in the way that they work with the metal. It's just amazing. Right next to that we have Order Number 11. This was from August 25th, 1863, and it was a forced evacuation and burning of Bates County. I had no idea about this until I just saw this. It says here that the Union's Army's inability to control the Confederate guerrilla activity in the western Missouri area exploded, and they were under the command of General Thomas Ewing, and he issued Order Number 11 4 days after a raid on Lawrence, Kansas. Residents in the Bates County area and parts of Cass and Jackson counties were all forced to evacuate in an effort to disrupt the Confederate supply lines. In other words, everyone in Bates County had to leave, and then they burned it to the ground to make sure that they couldn't fuel the flames, or rather the firepower of the Confederates. They didn't want them to come in and take over their buildings and to use them against them. They didn't want them to come in and harm the people. So they forced them all out, burned it to the ground, and then they reestablished after. That's a beautiful sound. Wow, what timing it had. What timing it had. Oh, I love that. But in reality, like with many of our historic sites, whenever we go there, it makes you kind of think about how the world was different at the time of the war times. Especially during the Civil War, you had literal people who lived within the same area who were on opposite sides of the coin when it came to different kinds of issues that were involved within the war. So can you imagine that? You're in your home, you're just minding your business, and all of a sudden you get the order, you gotta go, you gotta go. And if you don't go, well, they're gonna burn your house down anyway. Wow, war is a crazy thing, guys, and I'm so happy that we are fortunate enough to live in the time that we currently do versus then, because as bad as things seem sometimes, I can't imagine some of the things and atrocities that happened then. Right next to that, they're honoring all of the veterans from all different departments that have served from Bates County. They have this really nice memorial here, but you might notice that through the memorial you see these little plaques in the background. Well, that actually has different names of different people who have served, and they're on not only this side facing the courthouse but also behind me, so that is really cool too. And just beyond that, we come to our final memorial, which is actually honoring those who served in the World Wars. This one is much taller than the others, and it's made of stone. You can see he towers above the other monuments, and he is the cornerstone of the courthouse area. You know how something can seem so near but also so far? I think that that's what I get when I come here, because I only visited a couple times, and so the memories, even though they're still fresh, of visiting my parents and getting them settled into their place that they stayed for a short time are very fresh, but they were so long ago that it just kind of blurs some of the details. I want to say, I'm probably wrong, but I want to say that is the building right there. Again, I may be wrong, but it's pretty cool to come and see this and just take in the details that I might not have appreciated before, like these architectural pieces on top of the courthouse, how beautiful and intricate they are. I appreciate those kind of things now that I travel a lot more and I see all these cool buildings in different places. But sometimes in the moment, you just take it for granted. And so maybe today's story isn't so much about what we discovered along the way, but it's more so about just soaking in the moments and seeing the world around you a little bit better. Sometimes you might have something that's right in your backyard that you've gone past a million times and didn't realize that it's actually pretty cool. So if you're watching this right now, look around you over the next few days and find something that you've seen a million times but didn't truly appreciate, and just stop, soak it in, and then see how you feel about it. I think you'll like that. Okay guys, I had to come to Walmart, so I decided we're just gonna have our little yummy treat here in the parking lot. Look at this. Oh my goodness, this is about to be so good. Again, this is a Mennonite bakery, and everything is done by hand. Oh, I don't want to toss it. I don't want to toss it. This should be easier than this. It's not. Why? I'm always terrible with things like this. Oh, there it goes. Oh, the smell. I wish I could explain how fragrant the strawberries are with you guys. And you know, we're going with the red today. We got this. All in all, today has been so much fun, and this is just going to be the final bite to enjoy topping off kind of a unique adventure. Again, it doesn't always have to be that you have some grand thing planned. Sometimes you just drive along, you find some cool stuff along the way, you get a tasty bite, and that's a good day. It doesn't have to be dramatic or crazy or expensive. In fact, this piece of pie right here was just a few bucks, and other than that, gas in the tank that I already needed. So with that, let's take a bite. Okay, I have my morsel. This thing has been coming in handy lately. It's big, it's massive, but it will get the job done. So we're just gonna take a little piece off of the end here. Oh my goodness, look at that, guys. Again, it just smells so good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The strawberries are perfect. They've got these whole strawberries inside that are just like they burst with amazingness. They're seasonal right now, so they're so good. Let's taste this. Creamy, rich, not overpowering. The crust itself, I had a tiny little bite of whenever I dipped down in here, but let's see if we can't get another little bite of that crust. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you come to Butler and you don't stop and at least try a piece of pie or something else, you don't know what you're missing. In fact, I did pick up something else. What's inside the box? Well, glad that you asked. This is for later. This is like a hand pie that is huge. So yeah, large and in charge. Yes it is. It is topped off with this amazing like deliciousness. This is all very firm. The outside is created by this delicious pastry that again is made in shop, and then it has this crumbly like sugary deliciousness. So whenever you pop it open, it's a fruit pie that's filled with delicious flavor similar to that of the strawberry pie. I'm just saying, I've never had a bite from here that was not delicious. So this is Cohen's, and I think you could see why you come to this bakery. I mean, oh yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the pie, put this back up for later, and I'll see you guys next time. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time. And sometimes that good time means it's in the details of just finding something fun along the way. We woke up in a place with an overcast sky, and we could have been gloomy and sad, but instead we hit the road and started looking for brown signs, and well, we ended up in a place with some really cool history, some delicious treats, and a lot of fun. If you've enjoyed today's adventure, make sure that you leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and if you've ever been to Butler before, leave a comment and tell me what you thought. Until next time guys, bye!